Hello everyone, and welcome back to Faithful to the Traitors. This is the podcast where we discuss the Traitors Canada Series 1. I am Ben, and I am, as I always will be, a faithful.
Wow. Literally just before we started recording, I said, let's make the intro nice and concise. We need to get this, boiled down. And now I'm making it overextended. Hello, I'm Alex, and I am also a faithful. And I hope you are all well and enjoying the Canadian series of The Faithful. Episode 3 we're now reviewing.
Welcome back, everyone. So, we had more murder.
Yep.
We had a successful banishment.
Yep.
They didn't beat world records.
No.
But, they're doing okay. Episode, 3? That's okay.
That's a good start for them.
Yeah.
And they all seem very pleased with each other and everyone's happy. There's lots of names being flung around. Quite laser focused on a few certain names, though, it seems to be. But they made their laser focus was correct.
Are you using laser focus for a reason on this episode?
No, actually, this is a happy coincidence because, yes, they played the art game yet again. The art game is being thrown into another series of the Traitors where they have to steal art, smuggle them through some laser beams, and each piece of art is worth more depending on the size of the piece. Although Ferocious or Fierce, or whatever their name is, they did find a very clever way of sliding the painting under the laser beams. But unfortunately, they said it was their plump little bum. But it wasn't their plump little bum. It was their flat little feet
big feet.
that set off the alarm. But, if they're happy with what they think happened, then let them carry on. It's absolutely fine. But yes, they made $10,000 more. So they're now up to $36,000 for the prize pot. I think that's all that needs to be said about the game, really, other than the fact that we've also learned that Kuzi is incredibly competitive and that she wants as much money as they can put in that pot. And her main reason for killing someone off at the top of the show was based on they were crap at the game, the last game. Forgetting, as I said in the last episode, that Mike was also on that team.
You can't get rid of Mike because he's a traitor.
I know, but doesn't Mike just have a little bit of conscience? Like inside he's like going, "Gulp." He's realised that perhaps
Magic Mike.
There might be a problem. But before we carry on, I should also mention that if anyone else has any theories or thoughts about this series of The Traitors, or indeed anything about The Traitors they want to talk to us about, you can email us, faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com. You can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter, @TraitorsPodcast, Instagram, @FaithfulToTheTraitors, and you can also find us on Threads at the same tag. If you want to help us with the podcast, don't forget to review us and give us 5 stars if you enjoy listening and the reasons for why you enjoy listening. You can go to buymeacoffee.com/faithful and throw a few silver coins our way.
Gold coin.
Thank you. I confuse my bars and my coins every time. And if you enjoy listening to us, you might also enjoy seeing our ugly mugs while we're doing this podcast, because this is also a video podcast. You can find us on YouTube. Search Faithful to the Traitors podcast. It's under BAM Productions page. And on there as well, if you do follow us, you can like, subscribe, and click the bell so you always get notifications when a brand new episode of Faithful to the Traitors is coming your way.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
That's the podcast. Then. That's our 20 minutes done.
Hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one.
Alice commented on our YouTube channel saying that you can see our ugly mugs. They said, "I always saw you as a couple of smooth-faced, preppy guys."
Oh, we're not. We're hairy-faced.
Non-preppy.
Non-preppy.
Why are we preppy? Is it because of our accents?
Because we're
too posh.
Pretty English.
Camille said, "What a treat watching you both. One episode a week is painful. I need tracksuits and people with names on them because I can't remember everyone's name."
I'm getting used to their names it's fine because they keep popping up on the screen. But yeah, once a week, it takes me about 5-10 minutes to kind of get myself into the episode again. You know what I mean? And I just can't, I'm a bit like, oh, what happened? Oh yeah, that's right. This one.
Yeah, it's tough. Someone else, KELDES2, said, "Hi, Ben and Alex."
Elon Musk name, that is.
This is YouTube. Great to have you and the Traitors back. Disappointing that it's only once a week, though. This is very cruel of them. Once a week it's just not going to work, I'm afraid.
But it's all or nothing, isn't it, with the Traitors? Soon we'll probably be ending up doing an Australian, American and the UK series all at the same time, and we'll be confusing one or the other. It's like when we had the Australian and New Zealand series crossover, I was throwing names from the Australian one into the New Zealand and vice versa.
We've got Dr. Nazalia here. Recently murdered.
Oh, dead from the grave. She's writing this.
Quite funny, actually, because they say usually the strongest players are murdered first. So Erica going first kind of made sense to me. She would say that, wouldn't she?
She would, being the second murdered. I must say, when you told me that Azalea had messaged us, I said to you, oh, I reckon she might still be in then, because they tend to stay in for longer, people who get in touch with us who have been on the series of the Traitors, but sadly not on this occasion.
So she was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said actually last week that I think she's going to go, sadly, and she did, because of her lack of screen time. Didn't really get to know her very well.
We didn't, which is a shame.
But we do, of course, as we do on every series of the Faithful to Traitors we do,
Yes.
we have the fact file.
Ooh. We should have music for this bit. You haven't used your soundboard at all this series.
I know.
Yeah,
okay.
Is there not been any decent...
I'm a cook.
Okay. That's May, I take it.
No.
Oh.
It was Kuzi.
Oh, I thought May was on MasterChef. It doesn't matter. Go on, fact file.
Cook. Anyway, fact file.
Fact file.
47 years old. Just, the first thing we want to know about someone.
Age.
Dentist. As a doctor of dental surgery, she opened her own private practice and established a successful business that has been operating for 16 years.
Good at that.
With previous series, we've had electricians, which we want to come over to the house.
Sparkies, yeah. I do need my teeth looking at.
Dentist.
I've noticed, I think my bottom row they're beginning to get a bit sharp.
You A1, B1. What are they? They're all numbered, aren't they? I don't know.
I hate it when you go to the dentist and they start going, right, B1 worn, B2.
What do you mean?
A bit grey, and this time it's like, what?
Why do they try and talk to you as well when their hands are
I hate that.
That's stupid. So I hope Doctor...
Is that the dentist or is that another life that you've had?
She is also a proud mother of 2 and a Persian and Greek belly dancer.
Oh, cool.
In her spare time, because we all know everyone has 4 jobs in Scotland, in Canada, and they have spare time as well somehow. Mm-hmm. So in spare time, she enjoys adventures such as whitewater rafting and helicopter riding. How does that become a hobby? Helicopter riding.
Well, she must be training to be a pilot or has trained as a pilot, so she has a helicopter's license.
She considers herself to be very authentic and always knows when someone is lying to her.
Well, unfortunately, Natalia, I think that may not be the case.
With her kind personality, she will surely see through more than one contestant in this game.
Hadn't had the chance to.
No, she didn't have any chances, but there you go. We always remember the murdered.
It's mad to me that Kuzi is so obsessed with getting money in the challenges that her first line of murder is, did they get us enough money in the challenge?
Isn't she from Survivor, isn't she, Kuzi?
Oh, is she? So she's obsessed with prize money, is she? Well, I suppose they're all obsessed with prize money. That's a silly thing to say. I don't know. But anyway, after the murder...
Oh, no, Big Brother winner.
Okay. Well, after the murder, there had been a lot of accusations being thrown around. And as I say, they kind of pinpointed 2. There was Mel B, who wants to go to Disneyland. Should we never get that dream?
Imagine if they just cut everything else she said and just said that.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you want to do with your prize money? Go to Disneyland.
Go to Disneyland.
Oh, and pay off my debt and help my mum and help my kids.
I have family.
Yeah. When she said that first, I thought, is that all just Disneyland?
I did think it was a funny thing to say, I've never been to Disney. But then you've never been to Disney, have you?
Yeah, well, I've not won the Traitors, so I can't.
No, you can't afford it. Not even Euro Disney. Yeah, so Mel B's name got thrown out there. Dominic and May were her main kind of supporters, saying, no way is Mel B a traitor. Mm-hmm. No.
I mean, May was very quiet episode 1 when she was a possibility of murder.
She was just getting wound up at that point, wasn't she?
I'm sure I know. She looks like a girl from my school called May.
Maybe, but the thing is that May kind of didn't get any support from anyone because her direct, shouty, throwing names anywhere approach was getting her absolutely no fans in that group. And I feel like May really did, she was really just shouting any accusations out to anyone.
It wasn't going well.
There was no strength behind her. So
Kevin is the game player. He knows how to do it. He stays back, stays quiet, and says a few things, doesn't he?
Fair to Kevin, he's right. Him and Fissalicious are kind of working together. Kevin, when he first started, was desperately trying to find himself a pact, and everyone was going, yeah, okay, we'll be your friend. That's kind of dropped to the wayside now. And I think him and Fierce are kind of come quite friendly with each other.
Fierce got quite a bit right, though. I think, didn't he guess?
Right.
He guessed 2 of the Traitors. To guess Mike, he guessed someone else, but no one is guessing Kuzi yet.
Yeah. They got
Actually, on the fact file, Fierce,
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to be
Fierce is correct. She, her in drag, he, him out of drag.
That's fine, but I didn't know that. I'm sorry.
Double check, shall I?
Fact file out. While you're getting your fact file out, there was someone else.
Her in drag, he, him, they out. Anything.
There you go.
Just go for whatever you want.
Good. Fantastic. Right. So Mel B
God
was
for the
thrown
fact
out there,
file.
but the other so else we'd be getting our nows wrong all over the place. Rick was the other one who was kind of getting thrown into the fire as well by a lot of people.
Oh yeah, the DJ, yes.
I
People
don't know.
suspicious of him.
I feel it was Kuzi who was kind of bringing that name out. So Kuzi has made it her plan now that every week or every episode, she's deliberately kind of putting someone as a scapegoat so that there's a way of kind of like getting them next out and them next out. So every time she's putting someone out there, she's very good at it as well because no one seems to be seeing her doing it. While Mike had been spotted by Gurpia this week.
Yeah, he's on it.
And he was the only one who kind of put Mike's name out there and said that he was fueling fire. He was fueling fire in the group, deliberately kind of mislaying people one way or another.
You know why Kuzi's good at that, don't you?
I'm a cook.
She is cooking. She's popping all the ingredients in the pan, stirring it, having a little taste and thinking, yeah.
Yeah.
Rick.
I mean, the writing was on the wall for Mel B, Spice Girls, wasn't it?
Yep,
Because
Scary Spice.
she was... It
Slamming
kind
her
of
body
seemed like,
down and winding it all around.
it seemed like Kuzi was trying to deflect her name away because she's quite good with her fellow traitors.
Yeah.
And I thought, Mike was kind of doing it too, but then it kind of disappeared at the round table. And Mel B was trying to push it to Crystal, but Crystal was also pushing Mel B. So it was just...
Well, Mike was the first one to bring up Mel B's name. So when it started around the round table, Mike was the first one to bring it up. And at first I saw it and I thought, oh, hang on, Mike's doing a backstab here. He's doing a double cross. But then Mel B thanked him for bringing her name up. So she was like, well, thank you, Mike. I'm glad you've brought that issue up because I'd like to discuss it. So I think initially...
Yeah, I think it was quite friendly.
It was friendly. But then he saw... Again, I don't
writing
think...
on the wall.
We didn't see the full conversation there. And so I don't think we saw the full accusations being thrown toward Mel B. But it seemed to be that the group were leaning toward her direction. But at the vote, to be fair, there was a few names being thrown out there, and there were 5 people voted at the end of it. Obviously, Mel B got the most. Mike's name got thrown out by, as I say, Gurpia.
Loved his challenge. Very good.
Well, you liked his challenge because of what he was doing and the way he was doing it.
I think this is very impressive.
You were admiring him.
He got caught, sadly. Mickey stripped off, thinking he was so clever.
That was dumb, wasn't it? Like Mickey...
Also embarrassing because he didn't do it. And it's like, well, then he had to go back to them and then get dressed again.
He very quietly went behind the crowd as well and just kind of like, oh, okay.
So that was...
he tied his hair underneath his, the bunny rabbit ears.
Took his trousers off, took his shoes off, and it's like, if he got through and held up the prize, it would have been like, oh yeah, well done. But the fact that he stripped off and then had to then do the walk of shame back, it's like, oh.
But it didn't make sense because he was wearing loose trousers, which is the reason why they suggested he wore just his pants. So in the UK, pants as your underwear, pants as trousers,
and a vest.
Oh yeah, but he was wearing loose trousers or loose pants if I was Canadian. And his underwear was obviously quite tight, but his vest was very loose. So it didn't make any sense to me why he did that.
Should have took the vest off.
He should have done it commando. Can you imagine the embarrassment?
I think they should have all just taken all their clothes off and just done it.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Dominic didn't take his clothes off and he did very well.
That's true.
The group was shocked, surprised, shook.
Yeah.
Some of the members might say.
Shook, wait.
Oh.
I am shocked beyond belief.
Okay, it's the Kuzi soundboard so far.
You like Kuzi, don't you? Kuzi's your favourite.
Good.
Yeah, so they made a lot of money. They did really well. But I think the ones who were overly confident were the ones who failed the most. And that was quite interesting to see because normally confidence is replicated as in prize money.
Also, if Kuzi's on your case, you need to do good on these challenges.
That's what I mean.
So she made sure to get something over. Who was the idiot who was trying to get that huge statue? It was Kevin, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he
was
did it. Oh,
no,
statue. No,
moved the statue
it 1 inch. Yeah, he turned it 1 inch and it's like beep, beep, beep.
What about the host's outfits of this week then? I mean, there's about 10 of them to go through.
Those collars get bigger and bigger and bigger. Those
shoulder pads
are just ridiculous.
Big sleeves.
I am tempted to, on the last episode, find some big jacket and just wear it for the last episode. If anyone's got any suggestions, then please let me know.
Didn't know which shoes at the end of the third outfit where she had a cap on and her arm appeared from the middle of her chest.
No, she got them because she was inviting them to, obviously at the Traitors Tower, she was inviting them to have a choice. We'll talk about that in a second. And she kind of produced this envelope from under her coat. She looked a bit like Carmen Sandiego, I thought. Do you not think? So I think she went on a little travels and she was like, where on earth And
It
there
just
she
made me
was.
laugh. It just, this envelope in hand appeared from nowhere.
But they are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like you said, in the UK version, the equivalent would be Claudia Winkleman's turtlenecks.
Yes.
They seem to get higher and higher and higher every series, every episode.
Mm.
Her shoulder pads seem to
shoulders,
get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Extra large.
But they're like kind of overcoats, aren't they? So she wears something underneath them.
Mm. A reveal.
Yeah.
She's outfits of the week. It's all going well.
I
with
still
Green.
can't. Nothing's other than her.
She needs a bit more screen time, I think. They don't seem to give her much, do they?
They don't
pops
give her
in
a
and pops out.
personality. Like during the challenges, she doesn't comment throughout the challenge, or like she doesn't make like when she's talking at the round table to suggest to them that they make the right decision. She doesn't really give her like a really epic, like over the top speech.
Like Roger Corser.
Rogers is Shakespearean in consideration in comparison.
Yeah, well, she's just there. I can't say the word, but she's serving. I mean, you all know what it is. That's what she's doing it for. She's serving blank.
The paycheck. She's there for the paycheck. She just seems
People
to be
know
there.
what I'm trying to say, but I can't say it. But that's what she's there to do. She's to
Oh, I
serve.
don't know what you're saying. Maybe you could flash at the bottom of the screen.
No, can't. Charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. She's serving.
Well, you've said it, charisma.
No, she's serving the word.
Yes. I know what you say it, you rude boy.
Well, that's what she's doing. So that's what she's there to do,
Okay.
and that's her role in this series.
But she doesn't.
She's doing it well.
I don't know. She just doesn't. There's no personality that's from her. Like every single series of the Traitors.
She follows us on Twitter, by the way.
Oh, I love you. I love you and your coat. But like, I just wish she had. And it's
More screen time.
That's it, more screen time. I wish that they kind of gave her, like, this is, like, she, actually, to be fair to her, on this episode, she said that, like, this was, I've just installed a new alarm system and I want you to trial it and make sure that it works, well. And so that kind of gave a bit of background history to her character. And I'd like more of that. Roger Corser.
No one can
Claudia
stand up to
Winkleman.
Roger Corser.
Roger Corser is the A1.
Although I've seen a lot online, they're saying that she's better than Claudia and she's like the best host. So,
Oh, no, Roger Corser, number one.
number one.
Then Claudia. Then who's the New Zealand one who I absolutely adore?
Paul Henry.
Paul Henry. I
The
love
Herbert,
Paul
yeah.
Henry.
The questionable one.
Why?
And then Karine. So she's at the
Yeah.
bottom, is she?
Well, no, because that's unfair.
Oh, no,
to
Alan Cumming. I
Yeah.
forgot about him.
He's good to. Maybe we should do an episode. If anyone would like us to do an episode ranking the
you
English
just
speaking
did it.
version. No, because I'd like people to kind of throw ideas at me and I might reconsider my options.
Okay.
I'm easily swayed, Ben, as well you know.
I do.
Hmm.
So, round table, it all looked bad for Melissa B. them. And
And Kevin at the very top, because Mel B kind of spoke out and said, right, I don't know who first put my name out there, and Kevin straight put his hand up. So that's a real tick for Kevin now, because a lot of people will trust him for making choices of who perhaps the
Melissa's a
traitors.
traitor.
Well, this is my point. Would that then make him a good candidate for becoming a traitor if they do decide to recruit at the end of this episode?
But it's got to the point now where both the traitors voted the traitor off. And, when this was a new series, we thought that kind of saves you, makes you not look like a traitor. But now, people are seasoned. May was like, well, maybe traitors voted the traitor to make them not look like traitors.
That's true. That's
So it's now flipped on itself because there's been so many series. May has obviously been watching past series.
The problem
Because that's what she said. She said, well, if they voted for Melissa B, that might mean that they're actually a traitor trying to cover their backs.
The problem is that with May is that she might have a valid point, but she's not.
No one's going to listen.
She's not. Yeah, she's not vocabularizing it very well. She instead of kind of calmly and like quietly, kind of just putting her opinion down on the table and then letting it ruminate for other people to think about. She just shouts it and demands that people listen to her. And it caused the first kind of argument around the round table, and it took Travon to kind of say, Guys, this is getting us absolutely nowhere.
It did get a bit heated around that round table, didn't it?
Yeah, because May was shouting at everyone, and then May's voice kept escalating higher. And don't get me wrong, I know I can be loud, but
We've all heard the podcast.
but with like her voice was escalating higher and higher and higher above everyone else's voices, and it's like people don't want to be told pip thoughts. You have to plant the idea of an opinion, which is why Kuzi is such a good game player. Also, interestingly, Donna's name completely out of the equation. She's
doing all right.
She's all right. And actually, I quite like Donna. The first time I can say that I like someone who can
medium.
the spirit world, who I'm actually enjoying, because she's not using that as her personality.
No, she's not. Do they even know that she's a medium?
I think they do.
Them.
I think
She's not
she
been
has told
mentioning it, have they? But
no, but that's the point. She doesn't
yeah.
need to mention it because
There's
that's
no one I
got
don't
no
like,
relevance to the game.
there's no villain yet, so it's all
I like
good.
yeah, they're all good. And it's really interesting seeing like how people kind of like working out people's names. It's like honestly, I do like that. There's also some offshots as well. Like no one's like because of the first time round the round table, they all went for the gang mentality and all went for Colin. They realised they shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. And now it's interesting that people are kind of like going their own way, being a bit of a lone rider and making their own thoughts about.
May did that.
May did do that, but but you say that as if like it's gonna get her in trouble. That's not gonna get her in trouble. What's gonna get May in trouble is the fact that she forces her opinions onto people. Gupia did that, but no one's angry at him. Not even I think Mike.
No, I'm not.
He went for Mike, and Mike's just at the end of it when they were drinking. They drink so much, by the way. Like at the.
Don't even notice it anymore. I don't.
In the early afternoon, they're drinking. They're drinking again really early. I don't know. Is this a Canadian thing? Do they drink like the? I don't know. I thought the British were known for like being heavy drinkers, but clearly not.
No, it's the host. She supplies them.
Do you think?
Yeah,
She's
puts
there.
on her fashion background, surprise them with drink. That's what happens.
So, did you want to know the votes? How it got split?
Yeah, who's
So Mel B got the most, obviously 9, and she got voted off by the 2 traitors as well. So Mike and Cusey stabbed her. Second most was Crystal, who was Mel B's choice to try to sway other people towards.
so she could be
Almost
up next
worked.
time. Then.
Almost worked. Kevin got 2, Mike got 1, and Rick got 1. But I think, in my opinion, I think the ones who are most in trouble are May and Mike, because they were the 2 who kind of went.
Or Rick. People suspecting Rick, the DJ radio.
Oh yeah, and Rick, because they're kind of like. But I don't think because obviously when they got to the Traitors Tower, then they got the choice of whether to recruit and get 1 extra traitor or murder.
Too early, I think.
I think it's too early to do it, but I don't think they would ever recruit any of those 3. I think if they were going to recruit, they chose to recruit Kevin would be the most logical.
Can you trust him though? Because they know that he went around trying to form alliances with every person, so they might not trust him. They might pick Crystal and then throw under, but that's what the host said. She says you can recruit and then backstab them if you want.
I know, she was giving them ideas, wasn't she? I mean, I go back a little bit actually. She was quite. The host was
Bitch.
Giving. I don't know what a bitch.
So they could do that. So it could be with some of the people who got some votes.
I think Kevin would be too. I think if Kevin did that though, because they were already saying that like there was a few, as you said, a few people saying like, oh, well, Kevin knew that was a traitor. Maybe he's a traitor, and that's why he did it. So I think I think in a way it would work for the benefit. One, Kevin is listened to, but 2, by few members of the group, he's also not trusted. So I think that could work to Cusey and Mike's advantage.
I think they're going to murder anyway. I don't think they'll recruit.
But there was no names given. So who do you think if they're going to murder then? Whose names do you think they'll put out there?
God, who's had no screen time? Travon, he was up last time, wasn't he? Or maybe Fierce, because they're. I don't know.
I wondered if they'd go for Fierce, because then that kind of weakens Kevin. I don't think they'd go directly for Kevin, but I think they would go for someone who's close to him, and Fierce seems to be the closest.
Well, who didn't do well in the challenge, because Cusey will get rid of them.
Well, Fierce was one of them. His flat feet, his large,
alleged
size
bum.
13 feet, or
Mickey.
his bum, yeah. Well, a few of them didn't do well. Cusey, I don't think. Oh, no, she did.
She made sure
did.
to.
She did.
She made sure to make sure she stayed.
Yeah, but she only got like, no offense to Cusey, but she only got one of the smallest amounts. She only got the 750, I think.
That's better than 0.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Okay.
Mary hasn't had a lot of screen time, I've noticed.
I like Mary though. She's like one of my picks for the win. Maybe not the win, but like to get into it a lot. So, is the one that you've picked who you think's going to win still in it? Mine is.
I'll be honest, I can't remember who I picked. No, I do remember.
We discussed this.
I know, I do remember. We were meant to
Are
write
they
it down
still
on
in it?
envelopes. Yes, they're still in it.
Oh.
We were meant to write it down on envelopes. I wonder is it too obvious if they did murder Gupia? Would it look too obvious if they were to do that? Is it one of those things
Because you voted Mike.
Yeah, is it one of those things that is so obvious that people would think they would never do that? That's
Yeah, but then they'll have
too
May
obvious.
saying, "Well, it's obvious, so they didn't."
Saying
so they're
or
not.
shouting?
Both. She'll be saying, "Well, they did that because they aren't traitors. Because people normally do it because they are traitors." You see,
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
what May's doing the double flip of what they normally do.
Yeah, but May's getting the wrong name.
Yeah.
May's putting out the wrong names, which is another reason why she's not getting listened to. I feel like she's just. I don't know. I think they won't. I don't think there's any danger that Rick's going to be murdered because he is going to be voted out. And I think Donna kind of made herself safe. I don't know. I feel like it's a tricky one. I feel like because it's so difficult for them to find someone to murder, actually recruitment might be the right response.
No, it's too early because it resets things. I don't think Kuzi's the one playing this.
Oh no, Kuzi's the one in full control, 100%. Kuzi, and she's playing a blinder of a game. She's. They could recruit
Melissa A. Just get another replace Melissa. That's why there's two of them.
Yeah, but that's one of those theories that people would actually throw out there. It's like, well, it's been one Melissa, it must be another one. I don't know.
Actually, recruit Donna just to see what a medium does when they are actually a traitor. We haven't had a medium be a traitor yet.
We said that last time.
How did we?
We did.
So many mediums. I can't remember what we said.
We said that it would be cool if like they got a medium as a traitor because then it would be more interesting.
I'm going to go for murder Trevon. That's my final.
Well, because Trevon got put out there. Again, they did actually at the top of the show as well, Trevon's name, because they were kind of doing a quick sum up of who they were choosing to murder. Trevon was put out there again, and they said that he would, if they don't murder him, guarantee he will make it to the end of the game. So is that a good enough excuse to murder someone, though? Because he seems like a safe pair of hands. To be fair, he's not put any names out to for people, but at the same time, he's the kind of calming influence in the group. And that's something, as a traitor, I'd kind of want to keep, because he's the one who's kind of making people almost not go for a group.
Be a bit sporadic, though, if you're a traitor.
Yeah, but that's what Trevon's doing. He's the one who kind of he's the one who calmed everyone down when they were all shouting names at each other. And he's the one who kind of pointed out that you don't necessarily need to all jump on the same name. Have your own thoughts. And that's why he kind of appreciated what, May and Gupio had done, because they had their own thoughts. So in a weird way, I think keeping Trevon would be the right answer. I think if they were going to murder, they should get rid of Fierce, because they have that
too smart.
They have that alliance with Kevin, and together they're quite dangerous. And also, I think that Kevin's already put himself out there as saying he was the one who put Melissa B's name out there. And even though it was Fierce, you thought the same way too. So I think it kind of he's not necessarily useful. The only thing that could happen is that Kevin and Fierce could like have some infighting between them, and then they go against each other, and that could be something later on.
He's very popular, yeah.
Well, both Kevin and Fierce are popular. They're the two most popular ones. I'm surprised also, I must say, that Miss Fierce doesn't get into drag for the round table, because I would have thought that would be an occasion.
Yeah, it's so lazy. You don't think they are RuPaul?
I know.
Lazy.
Because
episode 1, they were doing the challenge in drag.
Well, yeah, in trainers and drag. I want to see them. Can you imagine
the final? Well, maybe they said, I'm in drag episode 1. Keep me to the final, and you'll see me in drag again. So they'll keep them in.
I want to see a death drop if they get banished from the round table. Otherwise, I'll be disappointed, and I just would not accept it.
No, we'll have to see. If they get murdered, we won't see any round table. All right, well, there you go then. So that was episode 3 of The Traitors Canada.
Indeed. Quick recap of how you can get in touch with us. Email, faithfultothetraitors@gmail.com, X @TraitorsPodcast, Instagram, faithfultothetraitors. You can also find us on Threads with the same link. Buymeacoffee.com/faithful if you want to throw some gold coins our way, just to help us keep the show running.
We need to buy some outfits to keep up with.
I need to buy that coat with the big... I will buy one. Buymeacoffee.com/faithful. If you put as your comment, this is for the coat, I will promise I will put it toward a coat. Charity shops will love me. As you'll say, you can watch us on YouTube, Faithful to the Traitors podcast, just search for that. And don't forget to subscribe, like the podcast, and ring the bell so you always get notifications when the next episode comes out. And if you do like listening to the podcast on your favourite podcast app, please give us 5 stars and give us the reason why you love listening to the podcast, because it helps get our names out there for everyone to hear us.
Lovely. Well, there you go then. So we'll see you again next week, and a whole week again for episode 4 of Faithful to the Traitors Canada. So anything you want to say is a goodbye?
I do.
What?
Bonsoir.